Hello the internet, my name's Laura and this is not the video that was originally scheduled for today. Now, I had actually gotten a couple of videos ahead of time, which is not something that I normally do, but considering that it's the day before Christmas, I kind of just wanted to do something that was at least mentioning Christmas. Because the videos that I have planned obviously don't have, they're videos that I had planned and they don't really have anything for Christmas. So what I've really been wanting to do, however, is I've been noticing a lot of new growth on a lot of my plants, and I have, if you look behind me, I've actually reorganized a little bit. And so this is kind of going to be like a plant tour. Not necessarily a full plant tour, but I'm probably just going to kind of take you guys around and show you what's changed and show you the plants that I have that have the growth that I'm the most excited about. Just because that's just kind of what I want to do today and the day before Christmas, because it makes me really happy to share my plants with you. Not that the other videos that I already have planned are not good, but here we are. I don't know. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today. And I hope you guys enjoy. So if you want to see my new layout and the plant growth that I have gotten, go ahead and stick around. Okay, so I have two major changes. One is that I took these two shelves and I swapped them. I was noticing that I had plants that really needed more light, because now we're in winter and I'm getting even less light through these west-facing overhang buildings across the way windows. And so I went ahead and took the other of the adjustable metal shelves and put lights on them. And so now I've got those over there. And then there's a couple plants that are over here on this guy that don't have any special light. They just have the light that's coming through the window, which is, it kind of is what it is. And then the other change you guys would have seen is my humidity tent over there. And so we're gonna start off on this corner and then we're gonna go over there. So one of the plants that I've been very excited about is this Philodendron Birkin. And, oh wow, it had just opened up. This had was still curled yesterday, but look at that. It's got a little bit of an extra, marking on there from, where it's a Philodendron Rojo Congo. And so this one came in really nice and white, and I was really excited about getting a new leaf, but it has also given me a little bit of a different mark from that. And oh look, it's got, that might be too bright. See if I can, there we go. It almost looks purple on the back side. Isn't that cool? So that guy is this guy's doing really, really well, and that's like an extra special leaf. So I'm excited about that. I didn't even realize that until I started showing it to you guys. And there's already another new leaf getting ready to come in down there. So this plant's doing really, really well, and I'm very, very happy with it. Then I have my Benitochiba, which has just been doing pretty gangbusters since I got it. It keeps putting on new growth. It keeps getting bigger, and I just love these really weirdly shaped pink leaves. And then obviously they eventually turn more silver, but when they first come in, they've got a lot of pink on them. And so those new leaves are just really, really cool to look at. And then I have my pink minx here, which is just been doing great. This plant came in severely damaged, and it's been putting, the leaves were damaged, not the plant. And it's been putting on a whole bunch of new growth. And so now it's starting to look really, really nice. Because all the new foliage is no longer damaged. It's also flowering a little bit back there, which is kind of cool too. We've got my Withlacuche. Is that how this is pronounced? Withlacuche. Yeah, that's how I pronounce that. My Withlacuche has been getting super, super big. So much so that I had to put it into a heavier pot because it kept trying to fall over. This is a bit of a hanging plant. So like it's supposed to get really big like this and then eventually like just hang down. But it's been doing really well, and even though these leaves aren't particularly colorful, I just find them just so pleasant and satisfying to look at. And especially if you look at them through the back, like if you look at them with the red and then through that with the light, that's just really pretty, and I've been enjoying that so much. And then back here we have my Pearl Sky, which has just been doing really great. It hasn't really put on a ton of new growth yet since I've gotten it, but all the growth that's still on here has been doing great. I haven't had any crisping or any problems with anything like that. It's been flowering, and so that's been doing really good. But I have all of my begonias kind of up here now. Not all of my begonias, but a lot of my begonias are like up here on these top shelves. It kind of lets me see them a little more easily because, I don't know, I feel like I had some of them kind of hidden away. Like this Begonia Breakdance was like over on top of the shelf over there, and just like I never got to see it. And so when I rearranged this time, I was like, what are the plants that I really want to see? And I tried to like make them more visible. Okay, and then down here, my Primulina shelf has gotten a little less crowded, which is kind of cool, and some interesting things have been happening. Number one, the Primulina Rachel is flowering again. This is the one that actually flowered before, and then it started flowering again. And same thing with the Senestus Augustifolia. This is the other one that was flowering and is now flowering again. So that's just kind of, I don't know why in particular these two are flowering so much when the other ones aren't, but you know, I'm not going to complain. Also, I've been noticing that some of these, I don't know if this is sun stress or what, because like they're just under like normal grow lights or whatever. But these leaves on the Loki have been getting like this really pink hue to them. This one obviously more. And which is kind of interesting. And then the Zhuang's party dress, not knock over everything, has been getting a lot of purple, like a lot of purple on the top of the plant, and that was like not there when I first got it. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, the plant is still healthy. It doesn't seem to be like unhealthy, and it's still growing and all that stuff. I'm not sure. It might just be like sun stress and Hoyas. I don't know. If any of you guys have experience with your Primulinas kind of changing color like this, because they haven't even, like I said, they haven't even been in the sun, you know, let me know, because I'd be interested to know if you guys are getting that kind of thing. I also have my two little baby Primulinas, which have been doing really well. I got another one of these Phetonias because my previous one died. And this one's been doing really well since I got it. I got it from a grocery store, so it wasn't in like the best of shape when I got it. But the leaves are coming in really nice. And giving me that red with the green contrast that I really, really wanted. So I'm really happy with that guy. What else do we got? My Black Pagoda has been putting off new growth. So you can see there's a lot of new growth points, just they're putting out the new leaves, and so that plant's doing really, really well. My variegated goldfish plant, I'm just like in love with these leaves because they're not really succulent, but they almost kind of feel succulent. And they're just so shiny. it almost looks like they've got like a gloss on the top of the leaves, and it's starting to. I'm pretty sure goldfish plants are trailing plants too, so this one's starting to get long enough that he's trailing. But I also have this other growth point in here, and there's actually another growth point. There's another growth point down in here that's kind of coming out that's been doing really well. But like this plant is just, I'm really, really happy with this purchase. That's just a really, really nice looking plant. And then, you guys probably haven't seen this in a while. This is my Begonia Dragai Glasgow. I got this as a gift. And shortly after getting it, it got some powdery mildew on it. And so I sprayed it with some fungicide, and it really, really didn't like that. A whole bunch of the leaves fell off. And so I started bottom watering this guy. So that the water doesn't ever get up on here in order to create like a powdery mildew situation. And it has been loving that. It has been growing just spectacularly. It's got a whole bunch of new growth. The growth all looks really, really good, and I'm just really, really happy with that plant. And then we've got some other plants up here. I've got a couple of the succulents. All my holiday cactuses are up here. And then on the next shelf, I know that the lighting is kind of weird. But this is, I keep all my succulents ended up on this row. I've been really happy with my new Venus flytrap, which has just been doing pretty well. I'm thinking that it might be going slightly dormant, but for the most part, like, these traps are just looking really awesome. I've pulled off some of the heads that have, like this one's dead or whatever. But I mean, it's doing really great. And the Drosera that I split, that's one of them. One of the other ones is in my grow tent. And one of the other ones I put down in there. I'll show that to you guys in a minute. These are the little baby Drosera that just started growing in, and I put them in here, and they've gotten a lot bigger, so I'm feeling like I'm probably going to have to repot those along with the tiny little butterworts that are kind of going in here. They are going to need to be repotted as well, so that is probably one of my next projects, is to get those guys repotted into something. But they live there. Let's see, this Peperomia, I've just been really happy with how this Peperomia is growing. It really likes this light that I've been giving it. And the leaves are just growing, oh, that's a little. The leaves are just growing so much more compact and so much more colorful. And it has been flowering, so the flowers are, that one's starting to die, obviously, but it's been flowering pretty non-stop. So I assume that means it's pretty happy. I think that's it for under there. What do we have over here? Oh, I finally repotted these little Haworthias that I got. I could not get the soil that was in there to accept any water. So I just went ahead and repotted them. And I actually took a lot of the soil off of there before I repotted them. And so my Haworthias are all in here. I've got my aloes over there. And so they're just all chilling. Oh, and I have my string of turtles there, which is still flowering like crazy. And then down here on the bottom shelves are a lot of my propagations. So these are begonias that I've propagated. That is my elephant bush that's actually doing very, very poorly right now. And then my Etna's been doing really crappily too. The edges are all starting to crisp, and I'm wondering if it's a humidity thing or if it's, I don't know, if it's something else. Because my other Etna is doing fine. And then down here, I've got my propagation trays. I'm not going to pull them out, but those are all doing really, really well. The extra humidity that's in there, and then my taconite over there it really wants to come out. It's getting really, really tall. Those taconites really propagate easily. I have my Queen of the Nights out here. This is the one here that flowered this past year. This is the one that I grew from a cutting, or from my own cutting. This was originally my mother's, and this was originally my mother's. And I separated them out, and now I'm starting to think that I want to put them all together back into the same pot again. Just because it takes up less space when they're all together like that. And what do we got? We got my humidifier running, obviously. And in here, I finally got my... This is this color that I had a gift from Kenyon. It did not like not having humidity, so I've had to keep it in here. And now it's put out that new leaf, and it's starting to put out leaves there, and it's starting to throw some roots down through there. So this guy definitely wants to be inside of something with humidity. And so he's going to get to be in something with humidity for at least a while. And then my other silver sword in there, and that random begonia breakdance that's just been growing in there since for a while. Nothing super interesting over there. I finally seem to be kind of getting the hang of this angel trumpet. I've been having more trouble than I would like to admit with this plant. The leaves keep, I keep having the leaves melt, which is not uncommon with a variegated plant. And I was having them die off, like see how this one's turning yellow? I was having many of them die and fall off. I've finally gotten that down to one every once in a while, as opposed to a bunch of them very frequently. And most of that is that I've been wetting it down once a week. I've just been putting it in the shower and just rinsing the whole thing down. And it seems to like that. I don't know if it's getting more water or it just needed more humidity or whatever, but it's doing much better now. I moved my Griffin Begonia down here so that it can get better light, because I'm pretty sure that these stems are a result of it not getting enough light. At the same time, these leaves are just absolutely huge. Like that. And this is actually a plant that is, it is rated for my zone. Like it could be an outdoor plant. I would assume, I guess, that it would die off over this winter, but I really kind of wanted to keep it as an indoor plant. But now that it's gotten this huge, I assume from like a lack of light, I almost want to see if it does better if it's outside, my Begonia Lucerna has been doing terribly, and I'm not exactly sure what I've done wrong. It just... A bunch of the leaves have started crisping, and then a bunch of the leaves have started turning yellow, and you can see there. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to chop and propagate this and just kind of start over, because I don't know what I've done wrong. I thought that I overwatered it, and so then I let it dry out before I watered it again, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And I mean, I just like all the leaves except for the brand new growth, and it's been putting out new growth. So like, it's been putting out new growth, so it's somewhat fine. It's not completely dying. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm pretty sure that I'm just gonna have to chop that up and start over again. I'm probably going to have to look at the roots at a certain point, but I'm a little scared to do that. And then my Calathea musica, has basically gone bananas. It's huge. It's putting out humongous leaves. If you can see that. And it's been enjoying life, and it's still been enjoying life, despite the drop in humidity out here. I mean, I get a little bit of, damage on some of the leaves that come out, but not really enough to be concerned. For the most part, they all come out really, really looking nice. And this one I water with rainwater, so that probably helps with it not crisping. Though, truthfully, I don't know. I've heard that this is one of the easier Calathea to take care of, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so in here, in our grow tent, it is currently 93% humidity, so I'm actually opening it up to let a little bit of that out. A little bit of mixed results with this guy. Some of the plants, like my Philodendron Silver Sword, has been doing really, really well. I've gotten a couple of leaves fall off of my Maculata Whitey Eye, and then the rest of them seem to be doing kind of okay. This plant seems to be doing fine, but not great. My little Begonia watermelon begonia back there has been putting out new leaves, but the leaves that are there don't seem to be improving. And part of this could be I don't have a grow light. I bought some grow lights that would go in here because it needs to be 2 feet. Because, oh, there's one of the dead leaves. Dead Maculata leaf. And I bought some, and they don't have plugs on them. They're the kind that you would like wire right into your house, and I didn't know when I bought them, so I have to take those back. But it's Christmas tomorrow, so that got kind of delayed. My $3 begonia has actually been doing pretty well since it's been in here. These little begonias have been doing well. So then this guy, my Brentianum, had a couple of false starts, I think because of a lack of humidity, and now that he's in here, he's actually putting out a good leaf in here. This guy's still working on a new leaf, though he's pretty happy. I really want to get him potted up into like some dirt and into an actual pot at some point. I just haven't gotten around to that. This is one of my Maculata cuttings. I just wanted to see how good it would or wouldn't do in here. There's my other Drosera that is trying to keep the fungus gnats in here under control. The Orbifolia hasn't really been doing much. Trio Star's putting out a lot of new leaves, but this guy I'm super happy about. This is my pink swirl that was doing so poorly and not doing a lot for a really long time. As soon as I put it in here, these leaves actually started getting bigger. It doesn't look like a ton yet, but it's actually been doing a lot better in here, and so I'm really happy because I really like this plant. I'm just noticing, I guess, that there are certain begonias that I have where they just need more humidity than others. Like my my Red Kiss seems to do better when it's in extra humidity like this. So, and then down here we've got some more plants that are probably doing kind of bad because of a lack of a light. I want to put another light up here, obviously, so that these guys can get some, but I put my alocasias in here. I haven't gotten a new leaf from this guy in a while. This one here is trying to put one out. My Polly is trying to put a new leaf out. The Calathea Sabrina is doing pretty okay. It had gotten this crispiness while it was not in the humidity thing here, but now that it's in here, it has put out a new leaf or two, and it's doing really well. And my Alocasia Friedak is currently working on putting out its second new leaf since I've had it. This guy looks like he's just done. That's what Alocasias do. When they put out new leaves, their older ones just kind of, because the bulb is getting bigger, these outer leaves actually just kind of get pushed off. because the bulb gets so much bigger than they were when they were there, that it just can't attach as great anymore. If you can see, I thought this was really cool. This poly put out this huge stem that is like so much thicker than any of these other ones, that it literally split this other one right in the middle, because the bulb just got so much bigger all of a sudden. This leaf didn't die yet, which I thought was pretty impressive, but this is just a very obvious example of the expansion of that bulb, just being like... and then down here I have the rest of my maculata cuttings that are just chilling out while while they grow. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to get another light for here. It just hasn't happened yet. And now we're back down into the 70s in here, so we're going to go ahead and put that back down. You know, you want to have a lot of humidity in these tents. That's kind of the point, but you don't want it to sit too high for too long. Alright, and then over here, my Prince of Orange has put out a new leaf, so that's looking absolutely gorgeous. I've got my 2 new begonias that are doing pretty well. This one has started to grow. Its new leaves are growing in here. It was kind of damaged when I got it. I'm not exactly sure what's happening to my purple sword. I've got a bunch of leaves going yellow, so I'm thinking that possibly it's going dormant. Which, you know, is fine. Or at least one of the plants is. I can't tell. I'm gonna have to pull it out of there and really see. And this is my string of bananas, which has been growing really weird. A lot of this growth I got during the summer. This has been growing kind of weird. A lot of this growth I got during the summer, and then after it came in here, because it's not getting as much light, the bananas are obviously being a lot more stretched out. See, like that? That's like where I cut it off. And then the bananas on the end are just kind of stretched out, and they're like stretched out here. That's just part of it having to be inside, so. But my Syndapsis pictus Argyrius has been doing really, really well. And I'm really happy with this guy, so. That's so nice. And I think that's gonna be all that I really have to show you guys. Like I said, I wasn't gonna go through all of the plants, just the ones that are kind of being interesting to me right now. And obviously you can see that I've got my new setup kind of thing going on here. So if you like this video, go ahead and like this video. If you'd like to stick around, go ahead and subscribe. You can see some of the other videos I've got lined up. And I really would like to say thank you to all of you guys who have been watching my videos and who have been, you know, who've subscribed and who have been sticking with me. I like doing this just because I like, you know, putting videos on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, and it's really kind of cool. But it's also kind of nice knowing that there's people on the other end who are enjoying these videos and watching these videos, because, you know, it's not just me screaming out into the void. It's me screaming out into the internet, and then there's actually people watching. I don't know. So, anyway, I want you guys to have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holiday, whatever, you know. I'm going to say Merry Christmas because, you know, that's my religion, and that's basically what I'm going to say. But, you know, for any of you who don't celebrate Christmas, any of that kind of stuff, I'm basically just saying, you know, have a good this time of the year. You know, for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, we are halfway through winter now. And, you know, the days are going to start getting longer again, and we're heading back towards spring, which is just always nice. And so, again, really, really thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.